January 2016. Wanted to make another video. First one got a ton of hits. Building I built 3 years ago. Made a bunch of changes. I've learned that flew out of the building 3 years. Results were spectacular, but they weren't as good as what they could be. I guess we all try to get a little better. The old building, if you from the first video, remember, had a flat roof. I learned that it didn't get anywhere near enough sunlight to bring the birds into form, and it had an all-wire floor, and I had problems with keeping the humidity down, dampness in the loft, and we all know that's no good for pigeons. So I made some changes. I put a peak roof on it, added skylights all the way across the front and on the back of the building. You'll see when we get inside. I changed to an all wooden floor, so now I haven't experienced any dampness. It's so dry in there now that the drop-ins are crispy when you walk in there. Put some changes in here for ventilation. So yeah, I put these doors built into the eaves. Simple cable system. You just unhook it, move it to the next one, and it's closed. So on damp days, I can close the whole building up, and on nice beautiful days like today, there's nice ventilation coming across the top of the birds. Put all these doors in all the way across the front of the loft. So today's a nice day, it's about 60. I got the doors open with the push, latch them closed, and on a damp day I can close the entire building up. Let's do a couple of these here so you can get an idea. I had some problems the last couple of years that the drops were so big with the old loft coming in. Birds weren't getting clocked, climbing over top of one another. So it used to be individual sections for each section of the bird, and they had the trap. Now the flight pen is one continuous section with only one set of traps. And there's 4 stalls now, so it shouldn't be any problem with birds climbing over top of one another or not having enough stalls to clock all the birds on the drop. Underside section here, I don't know if you can see that too well in the light, but 2 Unicom pads, 4 stalls. I changed the position of the door. You can see it used to be on the right hand side. Now I put it on the left hand side and extended the hallway through the entire building. Also has a vent up here, same system with just a cable, a couple of pulleys to open and close the top. The hallway now runs the entire length of the building, and on that end I have a couple doors where I set two crates wide and load the birds right into the crate instead of having to catch them. The first section is for my widowhood hens. We got 30 box perches. A little nice little section in just to keep them separated. There's a few old hens in there now that were extras. And our next section is for young birds. I still have a lot of painting to do. It's just all complete now, so I can go ahead and worry about nothing but painting. Each section has 75 perches, but probably only going to put 50 birds in each one. That's plenty. You'll notice I put an all-wire ceiling in, and it has skylights. And here in Georgia, I noticed with the other roof it got very hot in here, so I designed it that I could lay 1/2-inch blue styrofoam board in between the rafters in case it gets too hot. I can put some insulation in the ceiling and help control the temperature. The idea of redoing all this was to control the temperature and the environment. Here's another young bird section, identical to the first one, 75 perches. But like I say, we'll probably only put 50 in each, that way there's no overcrowding. skylight in each section versus, for each one. There's 4 sections in this new build. You can see the sun's just beaming down in here. Before, the roof was solid, never had sunlight coming down. That's definitely wasn't beneficial to the birds. This is the inside look at the Unicon stalls. And also, all these doors on the upper half also close. So on a cold or damp day, I can close the entire front wall of the building up and the 2 ends if it's raining, so there'll be no air coming in the building other than the vents at the top. So there'll be air moving above the birds, but no draft or anything blowing in. The last section is my window hood section for this year. Put in 24 boxes. Use the European style nest fronts. They seem to look pretty good. I counted today, and out of the 24 pair, I have 20 of them down on the first set of eggs for old birds. The 2 end doors in the building on the front wall open and close. It also has an opening where I can drop it down to have air across the whole front. Or days like today, I got the birds going into the flight pen. The door just opens up. The birds can come in the hallway, they jump up here. It puts them into the flight pen. You can see how big the pen is now. I shouldn't have any problems being able to get an entire young bird team in here to settle. And then this trap's in the middle. The only thing I really have left to do is some painting, but I'll be working on that in the next few weeks. You can see the difference. In the front half of the building, it's all open. On the second half, I close the doors from the out front, and it makes a solid wall. And like I say, on damp days or cold, I close everything up, and the birds still have airflow above them, but none actually blowing in on them. There's one pair I wanted to show here. Let's see if we can get a look at it. This pair here was first and second in the Peach State Combine 300-mile young bird race last year, last race of the season. I had a super race, I think. I had the first 11. Another flyer placed 12th, and that bird that he placed came out of my breeding loft. And essentially, the first 20 pigeons on a 300-mile race all came out of my breeding loft here. The sunlight's going to let me get a good shot of them. Those are first and second combine 300-mile young birds last year, and they're mated together. They're also half brother and sister, same father or foundation cock, but different mothers. I'm pretty sure those birds will be going out to a money race somewhere in the area this year. You guys, the other video will show with the breeding loft. I haven't made any changes. It really worked out good for me breeding like that. I knew exactly who the parents of every bird was, and worked out good. Now I know exactly which ones are breeding winners, what aren't, and I've use that for this year for breeding. There's an overall look of the setup we got here. My name's Al Gibbons, but we fly under UC loss. I don't know if I make any more changes. I'll